Hi folks, welcome to Print and Surf. Today I want to show you quickly how to get started with creating your own designs on the Print and Surf website. There's a couple of ways to get to customizing products and making your own designs. The first one is from this upper label right here, Customize These Products, where you can select t-shirts, polo shirts, or tank tops. Your second option is right down here below the photos, t-shirts, polo shirts, tank tops, or our pre-designed beach collection. I'm going to start up here at the Customize These Products, and I'm going to select t-shirts. So I'll click on t-shirts, and we'll bring up a couple of different options. It'll give us a little bit about what our products are made of and how they're composed, and it will have the men's and the women's section. If you scroll a little bit further down, you'll also see that we have the men and the women's collection that can be designed. So I'm going to start here with a ladies t-shirt, and I'm going to click on the click view, and we're going to get a pop-up window that lets us kind of zoom in here and get a larger picture of what that t-shirt would look like. And here's the magic thing to look for. Click here to design. Wherever this shows up, click on that to create your own custom designs. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and it's going to bring up our designer in the designer window. And you'll see that what happens in our designer, it always defaults to the white t-shirt. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is change that product or the product color to correspond to what it is that you're looking for. So I know that it's the ladies t-shirt, it's been brought up, but that's white. So I'm thinking that maybe I might want to change this. Oh, let's say red. Nah, let's not do red. Let's go back and let's say maybe hot pink. Ah, perfect. Much better. So now the first thing that I want to do here is I want to kind of put a design background in there. So I'm going to go over to the section over here that says clip art, and I'm going to use some of our pre-designed things. The drop-down arrow will let me select from many different categories. And since we are Print and Surf, I'm thinking that maybe something beachy or surfy would look pretty good. So I'm going to go down to this section called Surf. I'm going to click on it. Ah, there we go. Now we've got some nice looking clip art in here, and you can see there's a bunch of background things, and there's some smaller surfing things, there's pictures of beaches, there's all kinds of interesting things in here. But I think what I want to start with here is I found a really interesting looking one right in here that I think will be pretty cool. So I'm going to click on this one over here, this symbol that says Hawaii, and I'm going to pick on that design emblem, and you can see it pops up right in the designer. And you know it's active because it's got this little square around it that lets you move it around and rotate it and make it bigger and make it smaller. So if you grab these little boxes in the corner, you can drag it and make it smaller, and you can drag it and make it bigger. Now one thing I want to do right here is show you a little tip and trick about this. A lot of the design things, because you have maybe a smaller tablet or you're using a phone, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what they look like. So what I like to do is when I see a new design or new text even, to see the details of it, is grab that little corner and just make it and drag it bigger so you can see what the details look in on that picture. And you can see that this has what we call a retro or a rustic view. It's designed to kind of make it look like it's weathered and worn, and you can see how that kind of looks in there, and you can scroll it around and take a look at it. And you know, I kind of like that look, and I think that'll look pretty good on my shirt. So I'm going to go back to this corner here, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because it's a little too big now. And I'll just keep adjusting that until it fits right back in with the viewfinder for what I want it to do. And now I'm going to position it where I want it to end up. And you'll notice up at the top here is a straight line. If I move my mouse over and get this little plus sign and hold down the mouse, it'll let me turn this and rotate it. And you can do that with any of our clip art. And I want to kind of straighten this up a little bit so the palm trees are straight up and down. And I think I'm just going to set it just like that. That looks pretty good. I like that. But you know, I really want to add one last thing, and I happen to know that there's some really interesting text looking in here. And so I want to add some text to this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the text shapes, add some text, and I'm going to type in Aloha. That sounds kind of like a cool thing for a Hawaii shirt. And then I'm going to change my fonts. So you can see that you can scroll down here and we have any number of fonts, and We change these frequently based on what people are looking for. And I just happen to know that there's one called Hanalei that's right down here, and I'm going to use that font. So I'm going to use the Hanalei font, and I'm going to say Aloha, and I'm just going to click on Add Text. And you can see it's going to move it right in here, and again you see that little box around it, and you get this little move symbol, and I'm just going to drag it up to the top up here. Now, like a lot of our fonts, they're very fancy and they have a lot of things going on in them. So I want to make this a little bit bigger to see if it's really going to be what I want it to be. So I'm just going to scale it bigger for now and go, oh yeah, look at that. That's going to be pretty cool. You can see that it's kind of like a bamboo design in there. That looks really like beachy in Hawaii. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to kind of scale it here maybe. And just kind of move it up to the top. And maybe I'll click back on the round symbol and drag it down a little bit. There we go, so we can see Aloha a little bit better. And I'd also like to change the color of that font. So I'm just going to go over here to where it says text. And I'm going to click on here and say, oh, I don't know, what kind of color would look good here maybe? Maybe, nope, that's just kind of blends into the background. Let's pick another one. How about a nice purplish blue? Oh, that looks pretty good. That would be good. Now I can make the text a little bit smaller by going over the text slider and changing it over here as well. And so I think I will do that. And I'm just going to move it back into the middle. And then I'm just going to squeeze up my little Hawaii symbol a little bit higher and kind of center it in. And now when I'm done, I'm just going to click somewhere in this space off of the squares. So everything is now active. Then all I have to do is click on Buy Now. Give it a name. Now this isn't really buying it at the moment. It's just going ahead and saving the design for you so that you can get to it later. So now what's going to happen is it's going to save this design. You're going to get a symbol that says it's been saved. Continue shopping. So I'm going to click on that button. And immediately it's going to bring me back to my design view over here. And you can see here's my design on the pink shirt that I had selected. And now what I have to do here is I have to go down and say how many of them do I want to order. So I'm going to say hot pink. I need one in a ladies small. So I'm going to click on that. You can see it tells you what this price is. You can see that it's now an in-stock item. And then I'm just going to scroll a little bit more and say add to cart. It'll pop up this little viewfinder up here. It says it's been added to your cart. And you're ready to either keep designing or to go to checkout. And there you have it. If you want to continue designing, you can go right back to customize these products and select anything else that you want to continue with. Or you can go right to your cart and you'll see that you have one hot pink small size ladies shirt with your own custom design on it. Well, thanks for visiting. Thanks a lot. Have a great time designing.